Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of my Out of the Park Baseball 21 series with the Detroit Tigers turned Austin Prospects, of course, after our move. And before we get into things, just want to remind you guys to like and subscribe. Let me know that you are enjoying the videos I am putting out. And without further ado, of course, you can see that we're starting the second part of this offseason off with a trade. And basically here we really need that second lefty reliever in our bullpen, and that's what we're going to pick up here with Andrew Vasquez. Here, a guy on, I was about to say expiring contract, but he still does have another year of arbitration left. Extreme ground ball lefty guy, a guy who we definitely need to come in and help us out getting lefties out from our bullpen. Now, we do, of course, have Michael Flores, but he, of course, bounced around a little bit, starting rotation, and I know depending on injuries, we might need him in the rotation a little bit again this year. So, of course, he's a pretty decent lefty, but we need another one to secure, that bullpen down. We do have guys like Klaus, but I'm not comfortable just handing those guys major league roster spots. So, Vasquez is basically coming in to be that good, other good lefty, and there really aren't any good lefties, at least good lefty relievers in this league at this point. So definitely good to get a guy like Vasquez, who's he's a 4-star player, and I could only find one other lefty reliever that's above 4 stars, and he just was not in a situation where I thought it was realistic to pull him off his team. So Vasquez is the guy we're going with here, 32-year-old lefty from the Yankees. Going to do that, and then we're going to go and add him to our roster. Okay, and before we get into anything else, a lot of the left-handed bats that we wanted to bring in, basically they're coming. Conforto, Peterson, Gray, all these guys, we basically just offered little 1-year deals to, and we're going to need a lot of room on the 40-man for these guys. But that should not be a problem. Finding spots for these guys, because there are a lot of outfielders and such that we really don't need. And yeah, just looking. Payton's a guy we don't need. Some of these guys I popped on just because I thought they might get taken. Who is this Severino guy? Actually, we probably got him a few years back, but we definitely do not need him. Ryan Weathers, a guy who's been on the DL for, he's been literally injured the entire time. We've been playing this pretty much. Penn Murphy, he's also a guy who's hurt. This guy's a guy who, he's just been dominating in AAA, and he's been fantastic. But we really just don't have a spot for him. So I probably want to keep him on, at least for now. So we need 3 spots, I believe. Yeah, we need 3 spots, and we're going to be putting Hunter Bishop. Is he a guy who we take off? I think we might. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and take him off since we don't really have any need for him, since we're pretty much adding a bunch of guys who are replacing him because he was not doing the job for us. We have a million guys here on waivers. So Gray, Peterson, Conforto, all these lefties. We're adding all of them to the big league roster and the 40-man. Just kind of curious if we sim a day here to see how it wants the shakeout. And Garcia got claimed by Oakland. That's fine. I didn't want to go to depth charts. We wanted to see a lineup. So yeah, Caminero, he's slotted in there at short, which is what we want. Most of the time, at least Conforto DHing. Peterson also available to DH. Gray, it's giving him the at-bats versus righties. Jordan gets lefties, which is of course what we wanted and why we brought him in. So all of that's looking pretty good. Now, free agent wise, just kind of taking a look out there. There is some, this Munez guy is a very good reliever out here, and it doesn't look like people are really offering up to him. Okay, maybe they are. So yeah, actually people are. They just lowballed him, so he's gonna be in one of the OOTP never-ending reliever signings where he signs a 1-year $20 million deal, and he's back to do the same thing the next year. Our old friend Willie Castro is here, and actually, just kind of a side note here, looks like dumping him off was actually a pretty good move, because literally right after we dumped him off to Minnesota, he regressed immediately. So pretty good on me. I'm gonna pat myself on the back there a little bit for um not extending him or anything, because I really thought about it and really wanted to. Alright, so for the next thing, we're actually going to go ahead and jump into the Hall of Fame results. 3 guys making it: Beltran, Cabrera, and Pujols. Pujols and Cabrera, of course, first ballot guys who, are shoo-ins, really, no matter how you slice it up. Beltran ends up getting in his 4th year, and Itra actually, I believe his numbers went down a bit. He was 72% his first year, 69% the second year. Nice. So I'm not sure what happened there. But Itro's probably, I assume he's going to get in. Mauer, 60% his 3rd year, probably going to get in as well. Hernandez, 38%, might get in eventually. And then you have a bunch of guys here at the bottom who most likely will not get in. Okay, so now we have actually gone all the way up until almost about opening day. So a pretty quiet offseason, not really many moves to go over. So, I thought, might as well go ahead and get to the season, then, kind of go ahead and trim down our roster to really what it's going to be for opening day. So that's what we're going to do. So first, there are a bunch of guys that are going to be easy to trim. Ryan Ritter, Adolfo, Parker Meadows, all of these guys going down. Adolfo, you're going down. Meadows going down as well. And he's probably out of options. He is. But, actually, let's quick go ahead and see how some guys like Peterson and stuff performed in spring training. Because, of course, spring training stats, they really don't mean anything. But, if you're in like a position race trying to win like a job like for the regular season, there's nothing that that's really one of the only things that you have to go off of. Statistics. I'm not live playing every single one of these like spring training games to know how all these guys are performing, but it looks like from at least his recent game log that he's been pretty good. Well, not pretty good, but it's heading for some power. So I want to see Conforto. He was actually really good. So he also is, of course, going to win that job. Blaze Jordan looks like they're prioritizing giving him ABs over Tristan Gray, and doesn't look like he performed that well. So, and I know he has to have options left. He actually doesn't. It's interesting. Well, Roddy Reed, he's going down. Don't need a 3rd catcher on this roster. We're going to DFA him, but that's fine. I actually maybe do want to try to keep Meadows on the team this year, at least to start off, because he hasn't hit well in the major leagues, but he actually didn't hit well in the minor leagues necessarily last year, but hit well in AAA 2 years before that. And again, Basabe can play a little center, but other than that, we don't have any backup center fielder for Daz Cameron. Peterson can't play there anymore. At least I don't want him to play there anymore. So I think we're probably going to have to let him at least on the roster for the start, because I don't want to lose Meadows and then have Cameron get hurt. Then we'd really be in trouble, because then we wouldn't have anyone to play center field, which that would be a very, very bad mess. So we're down to 17 guys now. We were going to have a few more since Wentz and Camarado both are kind of two-way guys. They won't really be used probably, but they'll still be there. Abrams, he has to have an option, and he does, so he's going to go down. Bowser, we could send him down for some seasoning. Honestly, might do that because he didn't, get to play that much last year. So I honestly might, because we have Perez. Yeah, I think Bowser, we're going to go ahead and send him down at least for now. I'm sure he'll be back eventually, so I'm not too concerned with that. Then we have Peterson, Jordan, all that looks good, and then that should be all we need to trim for that. Now, getting into the pitching side of things, we have I don't even know the guy who I sent down there, but he's going down. I have no doubt about that. Anderson Severino also is going to go down. He's out of options. Marhone, is Marhone out of options? He might be. He's not, so he's going to go down. Benitez, he shouldn't be out of options, and he isn't. And then, Michael, it's already slotting in Flores as the as a starter in this one. We want to give Camerata that run because, I mean, he already is 25. He's the #1 prospect in baseball still. So, I mean, we just have to see what he's going to be. So, I think I just have to leave him on the big league roster this year. So, down to 15 guys now. So, we want to trim down 2 more. We have Vasquez, Klaus. I don't believe he can be sent down. No, he can't. Any of these righties, I doubt that these guys have any options left. But I also don't think these guys are primed to get claimed. So he has an option left. Camerata might have an option, but again, I really want him to get experience with the big league club. Severino or Klaus won't be needed if they won't be needed if Flores returns to the bullpen, which I don't know if he will. So, but I mean, we could. I guess we don't really need the lefty. Zach Houston's gonna be the. You know what, Garcia is going to be the guy, actually. We won't have a true long reliever, I don't think. Actually, I think, Robson, he can go a few innings. He's only a 2-pitch guy, though. Severino can actually go a bit, even though he's a lefty. And I do believe he is. No, he's a 2-pitch guy, too. Oh, I think it should be fine without a guy like Garcia. Houston's been pretty much in our bullpen the entire year. Except not in 2024, he wasn't on the roster for the entire year. But pretty much since then, he has been. So we're actually going to go ahead and sim the day to advance a little bit and let things shake out a little bit differently. Of course, we're not going to have 6 starters to start off the season in the rotation. That's just kind of because of spring training. And, okay, and then looking here has Camerata getting some first base action, which I guess that's fine as long as he doesn't get too many ABs for now. Yeah, Meadows and Peterson in there. Conforto's DH against the lefties. Who's the DH against righties, I wonder? Is it really going to be Wentz? Maybe a little too left-handed heavy this offseason. Probably should have made either Perez or Conforto, those guys, righties. Because I also don't know if we have a righty to bring up that could do that. Because Abrams himself is a lefty. So is Bishop. Bowser's a righty. But I'm not too keen on having him be that guy who comes up and is the first guy who comes up because we need a righty off the bench. So I'm not too sure about that. Perez, could he be that guy as a DH? I don't think he can. I mean his hitting ratings just aren't good enough, I don't think. Take a quick look at the free agency. Definitely want to see if any right-handed bats are out there that could be of use to us. I don't see many off the bat. Brian Anderson, he's a possibility. Good gap power, especially I think. And I feel like Coors, he would do well, especially. He's not. I don't think he's looking for a minor league deal though. He's looking for the 30-day thing, which I might do. But I also wouldn't want to lose him. Clint Frazier could be an interesting guy. He also can't play center field, but he would be a great get if we needed a righty. And he's a hard worker, so his personality and this is good enough. We could bring back Rhys Hoskins, which would be very interesting, because we definitely need that extra righty bat, and he is a righty bat who can do some stuff. Laureano, I did not mean to click on Kanizer. Laureano, he's a righty. Just a corner outfield defensive specialist pretty much at this point. Tommy Pham's available. That could be interesting. And he is good against lefties. Honestly, the only thing is Pham can't play the field. Can Clint Frazier play the field at all? That would probably help. I mean, we most likely don't want him in a spot where he has to play the field. But also, I didn't mean to create a note. Let's see kind of, what these guys are demanding. Clint Frazier, I mean, low million. Ooh, Marcel Zuna is also here. He hasn't actually been bad of recent. Actually, yeah, I want to actually also quick take a look at some of these guys' track records in the past few years. Fam has been pretty decent for Boston. Fallen off of recent, I should say. Clint Frazier has not had the same success. So I think Fam is definitely the guy we turn to first. Pollock hasn't been good. He was actually good a few years ago with the Dodgers in this save. But other than that, no. Hunter Renfroe has been tearing it up in the minor leagues. But yeah, I think Tommy Pham is the guy we want to go with here, to be honest. I mean, none of these guys. Eugenio Suarez, he's a possibility. He has a pretty high demand though, and he wants to be in the starting lineup, not a bench bat. And we really don't have any place to play him in the field if we really needed to. Although, I mean, Pham can't play the field either, really. He wants to be in the starting lineup, so I don't know how that'll go. But yeah, I think Pham is going to be the depth guy, at least for now, that we're going to go ahead and bring in. And minor league, major league option, we're going to stay with that, at least for now. Because, again, we don't know if he's actually going to need to play. But if we do need someone to step in, he definitely can be that guy. Wow, he's 38 already in this game. Did not expect that. But that should actually do it for this video. I know, kind of a quick 2-part offseason, not that long. But yeah, I mean, there wasn't really much to do. There weren't a lot of guys that I mean, actually, there weren't really anybody that I thought would warrant, spending on a big contract with the money we have available. So I figured, I might as well wait until next offseason. We could make a big splash kind of in the middle of the season near the trade deadline for a big bat or a big arm, and then, end up extending them for multiple seasons if they're on an expiring contract or something like that. So definitely will use the money and definitely want to use the money because, I mean, I definitely don't think our team is there. I definitely have holes. I mean, the Central's pretty easy. We've had pretty much no problem with getting back to the playoffs each season, which pretty much the same roster that we've been carrying for a few years now. So I'm not really worried about making the playoffs. It's, getting over the hump there and spending more money to, go after the World Series. And, I mean, it'll be tough, really tough to beat a team like the Astros. A lot of big lefties in the lineup and really solid rotation. So, I mean, that's going to be a tough team to beat. So we're definitely going to need to spend some money in the coming years if we want to contend with them. But that's going to do it for this video. Do not forget to like and subscribe. And as always, I'll be back next episode.